Hello everybody, welcome back to the garage in Spain. My name's Gary. Today's update will be showing how I'm getting on with the hillside scenics, the roads on and off of the actual bridge that I want to make, and then a small video showing how I'm preparing and practicing the actual use of the plaster for the roads. As you can see here, this is the road that leads off the hillside on the station side, comes down past where I expect to have the car park entrance and the run up to the stairs leading up onto the higher level, which will be at 18 millimeters platform height this side as well, through to hopefully the bus garage area here, and then the lead back onto the main road, which then leads off into the distance. Looking back up towards the hillside, road will come up. I've started to lay some packing pieces in there just to bring the road round. Off down the far side, over towards the junction, and then leading down and off towards the coal sheds and the coal area around here, and through obviously then here up to the goods shed. So my products and tools I'll be using today for this short video are as follows. A piece of sample wood, which is the same as my layout board. Then the plaster I hope to be using, which is a ready mixed white. There's also a grey powder plaster mix, a couple of spreaders and smoothing tools. There's some ordinary masking tape, some yellow double-sided duct tape, which I'm going to experiment between that and also the PVA glue for sticking the actual templates down onto the wood, some coarse and some fine grade sandpaper and a block, and some protective hand gloves. So that's both samples laid on the board. I'm quite liking the grey because it has a nice textured finish and actually looks a little bit like the proper tarmac Adam. The white one, which I say was the premix, appears to be a shinier surface, but I think that's just because it's still wet. Anyway, I'm going to leave these for 1 hour and pop back and just test for setting. If either of them has started to go quite hard, I shall use a craft knife and just run down between the actual plaster and the wood, just to release them in case when I take the wood off at the end it causes any of them to crack. Well, 24 hours has passed since I put down the samples onto the board. As you can probably see with the grout plaster on this side, there is quite a bit of drying around the edge, but certainly in the middle this is still feels cool, cooler than the outside. So I think that still needs another at least 24 hours. I'm going to leave until it dries. There's no actual cracking, but there is a nice finish to it, quite a rough finish, which actually comes out really much like the tarmac Adam, which I was hoping for. I'll try and get a better zoom in on that. There is quite a bit of effect here. I quite like this idea here. Fairly smooth, and you can see around the edges here it's drying, but the centre is still cooler. With the white plaster, I'm a little bit disappointed. As I say, it's more like a putty. It is, although it looks smoother and the finish is a lot better, it is actually under finger pressure. It is still quite soft. But what I have found, and you can probably just see there's some cracking appearing quite a bit along the edge here and along the back edge over here as well. So that's not ideal, although obviously, yes, you can get cracks in roads, but I don't think when they very first put down. So I'm going to leave these to set for another 24 hours. However, what I will be doing, and I'm going to show in a few minutes time, is that I've decided I will go ahead with the grout for the main road, and I'm going to start preparing the layout with the sides with the small wooden splints to give me the detail I need for the road. So here we are a few minutes later, but actually a couple of hours, and I've gone ahead and put the wooden splints down onto the actual layout now in the same fashion that I used on the demo board earlier in the video. As you can see, that drops down. These splints here have been reinforced with just a couple of panels either side to stop too much of the grout oozing out on the side, although that could be turned into scenics. And then that then just drops down and continues along past the station, past the forecourt and up into the distance. The entrance there will be into the station forecourt and also into the bus stop here. Back along the second exit, or entrance rather, here into a general car parking area, and then up onto the hillside, around this bend and across the packing pieces I said earlier, just to give me a little bit of extra support when I'm putting the plaster down, and up onto the top section of the road. Once that's happened, then I'll continue down as before, down towards the goods yard on the right and the junction on the left. Well, that concludes the short video on the preparation for the laying of the plaster on the hillside. My next video will be a time lapse of me actually putting the plaster down. And I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and if you have enjoyed the channel so far, perhaps you'd like to hit the subscribe button up here, and don't forget to click the little bell icon, then you'll be notified of the next presentation. Also, please leave any comments and queries you may have in the comment section down below, where I'll also put as many details of the items that I've used in this video. Thanks very much. See you next time.